Good morning, fourth grade online learners. We have Mr. Casper's class here with us. They get here a little bit later on Tuesdays because they are at physical education, right? Oh, what class are you at on Wednesdays? No, like what's your art? Okay, they have to make time for art. Anyway, this is your study guide. It's online, guys. It's on Google Classroom under weekly lesson plans and study guide. Looks a little bit different. It's not spaced out as well because I like to get it on one page along with the instructions. Here's the words. Trait. A feature or a characteristic of a living thing. Okay, so if you have some feature that distinguishes you, makes you look different from somebody else, that's a trait. Inherit. To obtain something from your parents, such as eye color. My dad had blue eyes, I have blue eyes. My mom had brown eyes. What color does my sister have? What color eyes? Riley, what do you think? Yep, she has one blue, one brown.
What is both?
Huh? She has a little of both, and it's very unique to have that. But she inherited a little bit from my mom, a little bit from my dad. Inherited trait is a trait that can be passed from parents to offspring through reproduction. So when your parents, when you were a baby, you were born and you got some traits from your mom, some traits from your dad. And I told you about my eye color, and I noticed one day I had freckles on my shoulder when I got a little bit older, and then I looked at my dad's shoulder and he had freckles. And I had to say to myself, I wonder if I didn't inherit that trait from him. When can you see the freckles on my shoulder? Probably never. If you see me at the beach someday. Okay? But anyway, an inherited trait can be something like that. Freckles, eye color, hair color. My dad has really black hair. My mom had blondish hair. I'm somewhere in between.
Yeah, brown.
Yeah, kind of like when I was young, my hair was really, really, really blonde. In the summertime, it almost turned white. Serafina.
Your hair looks like a blue, not like my sister.
It does. Yeah, but when I was young, guys, in the summertime, especially if I went to the beach and I was in the sun a lot, you would think I had white hair. Not gray, but white. Just checking the time. Not showing you my hair. Okay, here's some main ideas, and these will be on the quiz in some form or fashion. Inherited traits can be passed from parents to offspring through reproduction. Parents and offspring look like each other because variations are usually very small. Both parents can pass on traits to their offspring. A tadpole will not look like its parents until after it becomes a frog through metamorphosis. That is on the quiz, guys. Okay, so a tadpole looks nothing like a frog. As it starts to pop out legs and lose its tail, it looks like a frog. Living things resemble their parents after inheriting traits. Some offspring can look different, but then grow up to look like their parents. So you may start off looking different, but the older you get, you're like, oh, I know who your parents are. You look just like them. How many people have ever heard that? I think Serafina and her sister look a lot like her dad. Little bit of mom, but a lot of dad.
Well, I do have an aunt that definitely looks like me. We both have moles on our face.
Oh boy. Okay, yeah, so sometimes it could be a little characteristic like that, okay? All right, so question, back of the room.
So frogs go through metamorphosis, right?
Frogs go through metamorphosis, so do butterflies.
We also have frogs in our grandparents' backyard.
Yep.
And you're trying to get them to they turn their the baby turns their metamorphosis, but you can't get them to shoot their eggs. So.
Okay. All right. So sometimes when you have a backyard that has a lot of woods, you will see different life forms. Now in class, we are doing this study guide B. You guys at home, if you're online learning, you don't have this. But here are the questions from this study guide. What is a trait? Well, the answer is right on here, guys. Why do parents and offspring resemble each other? Why do we look like our parents? What is an inherited trait? That's on here too, guys. Why do offspring sometimes look slightly different from their parents? That's on here too, guys. Do tadpoles look like adult frogs before metamorphosis? That's on here too. So when you get this study guide, don't say to me, somebody in the last class, fourth grade, they're like, I don't know the answers. I'm giving you the answers right here. Plus they're in the book. Oh, what are the page numbers? A78 to A81. They're on both of these papers. So if you just try, you'll get them right because I'm giving you everything you need. You should also reread those pages about the polar bear and the lemur and what else was on there? What other kind of creatures?
I'm pretty sure the 2 trees.
2 trees. What else,
Starfish.
Riley? Starfish. Okay. So if you reread those pages, it's better, it's more interesting just doing your study guide. I mean, study guides are facts, where the book, just doing a time check, the book actually gives you a little story about it and shows you pictures. So you should use both. Use these and then reread your book. Now, you don't take your books home, but since you can't do that, use this. Maybe read your book in class if you get done early. Where are you getting the answers for this, guys?
Book
Right
or
here.
Study guide.
Book or study guide. I like that, Serafina. Look in your book, look in your study guide. Don't say, I don't know the page numbers. They're on there. Don't say, I don't know how to do this. It's on here. Okay? Also, you have a journal entry today, 3 to 5 sentences. And if it was me, I'd do my journal entry first because you get a point for that. This you don't get points for. But you have plenty of time to get both things done. I want you to do your journal entry, and I want you to do these. Capiche?
Okay.
Good. Serafina?
I forgot what else.
Okay, if you think of what you're going to say.
yeah.
Oh, there it is. Go ahead.
On the page that we have to write our answers down, those questions gonna be on the test.
Yes. All these questions are on the test. All these things are on the test. Sometimes this will have things that's not on the test, but this time it does. This will all be on the test. And if you, I don't know where to find the answers for this. Look here. These 2 pages work together. This study guide is the most important one though, because this for sure has your information. This does too, but this is a little bit more direct. The one that I make with vocabulary and main ideas.
Wait, so do we have questions?
Yeah, why all these questions?
But let me tell you something, guys. These 2 things are the same. Just one gives you facts, one gives you fill in the blank, but they're exactly the same thing.
Are both of those going to be on the test?
Yes. But if you know this one, you can forget about this one. This one is more specific. This one only has 5 facts on there. There's 10 test questions. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So one of them I might use the same word twice, or I might get something from the book. But guys, when you're doing your fill in the blank, if it doesn't make sense, don't pick it. Okay? So if I say an inherited trait is a blank, and one of the choices is chair, don't pick it. An inherited trait is a chair. That's it, guys. And I do put silly stuff on there just to say, and people pick it. An inherited trait is carpeting. It's not.
It's hard.
No, sometimes I put silly choices on there, and then somebody will get a 3 out of 10, and I'm like, okay, they picked chair, they picked carpeting. So you can usually get it down to 2 good answers, and from that, you got to pick the better one. The other 2, just throw those answers away. They're there just to see, or I might say, an inherited trait is caused by an inherited trait. If I'm using one of the words from the sentence in the answer, you got to be really suspicious because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
My daughter, when she was little, she used to say, "Dad, that makes none sense." She doesn't say that anymore because she wants to be a teacher. My daughter, she used to say, "That makes none sense."
You have a daughter?
I have a daughter. I have a son too.
I saw your son when you were going in the drive-through thing.
I'm so bright, my mom calls me son. All right, let me check the time here. Serafina looks very confused. All right, see you later, online learners.